Hi, today we're going to look at some data from Climate Trace. It's a pretty cool data set that you can find online at climatetrace.org. What they do is they track greenhouse gas emissions by country and also by source. So you can see here I've uploaded the data. I went ahead and downloaded all their data sets, and you can see after they unzip automatically in Gigasheet, they open as CSVs that we can check out here. This is one of the CSV files. And what I'm doing here is combining all of the country data sets. So what I'm going to do is make a master list of all of the sources and all of the countries. I'm not sure exactly how many CSVs this is, but a lot. One of the cool things about Gigasheet is it makes it easy to combine lots of CSVs. One thing you'll want to note is that you have the exact same number of columns and column data types. If the data types don't match up, you can actually convert them. So here I'm just exploring the data in this mineral extraction. So looking at greenhouse gases that are emitted by mineral extraction activities. And I've grouped it by the type of gas. And if I expand the group here, you can take a look at the rows in this CSV file. This CSV is 43,000 some rows, so not too big. If I click on a row, I can view the data in a summary here on the right. We can also do a sort, or I noticed this came in as a text data type, and I want to convert it to an integer, so I'll do that here. Pretty straightforward. Now it's become a number, and I can actually do some aggregation calculations on this. Like I want to sum up all of the tons of greenhouse gases emitted in mineral extraction. We can see that there aren't any N2O, for example. At least no measurements in this data set. We can also see it subgrouped by country. So here I'm just showing how you can use the grouping functionality in Gigasheet. And of course, the aggregations are calculated along with it. So I'm just going to continue combining these CSV files into a master list. So I'll do it for each sector. So now I'm doing manufacturing. And once I have it created for each sector or activity that creates greenhouse gases, in this case, I'll create the master list that combines everything from every country. So now I've created all the CSVs for every activity: agriculture, transportation, power, waste, buildings, and so forth. And I'll create the master CSV, or the full list here. But you'll see actually what's going to happen is I get an error, because remember I converted the data type from text to integer. So one of the columns doesn't line up, and I can see that here. This mineral extraction row now has 12 columns and all the others have 11. So what I'll do is just go back to that file and drop the column that I created. And now you can see it has 11 columns, and I'll do the combine function again. Hit save, and it's created a new sheet with 321,000 rows, and it's all combined together. Now I'll do the data conversion on the giant list that I've created so that we can do math on this data. I'll create a few groups. I can see there's some data here. I can also do some summary calculations like, are there any empty values in this data set? You can do the summary calculations at the bottom of any column. So here we're looking at the sum of all of the data, the sum of all of the emissions data that we've got in this data set. And here I'm grouping by these different activities the way they had them listed in the original data sets. And here I'm grouping by country first, so we can look at the country and then sector. And of course, you can do the aggregations and calculations at the group level. So here I did a summation on the emissions quantity, and then I'll sort it. And you can see the ranking in this data set is China, US, India, Russia, Brazil, Japan. Next, I'll show how you can create a simple data visualization. First, what I'll do is click and drag to select the range I want to chart, and then right-click. So here's how you can create a basic chart. Pretty straightforward. Just showing how you can format the data or change from one chart type to another. But in this case, I'll just leave it as the raw data because I want to publish this publicly. So I'll show you how to do that. So once I've got the data formatted and laid out the way I want, I'm going to hit the share button and click share publicly. This creates a link that I could send to anyone for viewing. So I'll hit copy link, and I can take a look at the preview. Looks just like the sheet that I was working in, but I could email this to anyone and they could take a look at this data set and explore it. That's it. Makes it really easy to share giant files with anyone you want.